She must like really big horse dicks. Why aren't you laughing?
The giant horse conch weighs over 11 pounds.
What?
Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact and it's totally a science. Go ahead and look it up. Thank you so much. Today we're jumping back into r/NeckbeardStories. We've got the continuation of this M Saga, and it is quite a saga. It's kind of disjointed and weird because user angryDM just has so many posts that I can't find the timeline where he was actually posting these things. Luckily, MiladyBot is in the comments, basically throwing random posts at me, and right when I think I'm through the M Saga, I dig up even more posts. I said in the last episode that I thought this was going to be about the end of the M Saga, and now I've discovered like a whole new chunk of posts. I don't know how long this is going to go, but I will cover it. It was requested so very long ago, and it took me a while to oblige, but now I am happy to oblige. So hang in there, strap in. We're going to get some of this cringe in today. Let's go ahead and get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this NeckbeardStories cringe. M and the Christmas spirit. It feels like Christmas was just yesterday, doesn't it? Good God, we're already 25% of the way through the year. I'm still processing what happened in 2020, okay? You know, that thing that we don't talk about anymore. This is wild. But okay, Christmas story. It's impossible to have a social parasite like M in your small town without him making himself indispensable around Christmas time. He opened his house into being a sort of gathering point for multiple families, including his own. He offered free food and, of course, presents. The following is how M gets into the Christmas spirit. So yeah, if we know anything about M by now, this is all part of a larger plot. He's trying to get free presents from multiple families, is my bet. Where's the receipt? For every year that I've been around M, and even in years when I turned down his invitations, like in recent years, I have either witnessed or I have heard M open a present, just about any present, to say that exact line every single time. He has made his own mother cry before, gotten into shouting matches with his dad. He's made friends be less enthusiastic about giving gifts next year because that is the first thing that he says almost every time for almost any gift. Where's the receipt? You don't get a receipt. You either accept this gift and smile and say thank you, or you throw it in the trash. Hopefully you'll still smile and say thank you, but if you don't, I ain't get you nothing next year. Somehow I'm not even shocked anymore that he's bad at receiving gifts because he's bad at almost everything, as we've seen. Ungrateful. So what was his reasoning? No one fucking knows what I really want, so just give me cash. Gift certificates force me to make decisions in one place, so that's stupid. Yeah, M, the great rich neckbeard, wanted cash for Christmas. I mean, the truth is, I don't think even he knows what he wants until he sees it, and then he's like, oh, impulse purchase. The nice thing about gifts is, you know, somebody who knows you really well will get you a gift that you didn't even know that you wanted. And that is a Christmas miracle, my friends. Really, I'm terrible at giving gifts, but I'll at least try. At least, you know, if you're not being a jerk about it. You asked me where's the receipt? Bruh, I'm not even gonna show up next year. M just loved giving gifts, heavy air quotes, that may as well have been Homer giving Marge a bowling ball that said Homer on it. I remember that.
Well, if you don't want it, I know someone who does.
He gave things that he wanted to receive, or at the very least, would be aggressive attempts to get you interested in something that he likes, not something that you like. He also loved gag gifts, hypocritically. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get him some rubber dog poop. There you go, ain't no receipt. Cost me $5. Whatever, take it and go. Homer, example, some expensive imported wines that he gave to his mom that she barely ever drank at all, so of course she'd hand him back the gift, and down it went. Oh, you got me my own wines for Christmas. That's so nice. Aggressive marking gifts, complete DVD collection of shows that you didn't even get around to watching, but he simply demanded that you watched. You wouldn't even be done unwrapping the thing before, this is Snuff Box. Oh, it's so fucking good. It's so smart. There's this guy who says, fuck you, and it kicks dogs and breaks fish tanks if some bitch doesn't screw him. Yeah, that's about on the level of intellectualism that I would expect from M, I do suppose. He just completely misses the point of the entire show. He's like, oh yeah, cool, they broke a fish tank. Yeah, man, that's awesome. What an idiot. Example of a gag gift, a tiny Jar Jar Binks statue. His deep, irrational hatred of the character all these years later has softened up my own dislike of Jar Jar, which of course made him furious that I was more indifferent than upset when I opened the gag gift. I don't even have the time or energy to hate on individual characters anymore. Broad strokes get the fence painted faster, so here we go. I don't like the entire series. Whoop! And every time I say that, there's people in the comments, they're like, come on, this part wasn't that bad. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You can like it if you like. I'll just stick with the original trilogy and I'm good. The crying also. Oh, the crying. Ever see Shrek's Christmas special? Is it Shrek Christmas special? I kind of want to see that now. Where Donkey says, it ain't Christmas till someone cries. Well, that's the M estate during the holiday season. Usually, his own mother would cry, typically because of, where's the receipt? Lack of gratitude. But there were other sources of crying, such as M being so drunk and combative about it that he would get into shouting matches and then, yeah, make his mom cry. Or make his kids cry. God damn it. In the recent years, when they were very little, and he would get mad at toddlers for crying while he was drunk. Abuse is, I think, sadly imminent. M tells jokes because nothing is sacred. Ha ha ha. Jesus is a zombie. Ha ha ha. If he could, he'd get a rainforest tree because fuck the rainforest. Ha 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 ha. Why aren't you laughing? What sort of PC bullshit brainwashing do you have stuck up your ass? Get a fucking sense of humor. He's the edge lord, lord of the edge. God damn, dude. I'm not sure how you could tolerate being around him at all. Okay, it's the holidays, you know, it's supposed to be a time for family. I don't know if we've had the big reveal of M quite yet at this point in the story, but spoilers from the last video. Yes, M is OP's big brother. Most people probably knew that already. If you didn't, I'm sorry, I ruined it. You gotta watch these things sequentially, all right? I'd like to think that he's not, like, outright being a jerk on purpose. Maybe he's just super uncreative or something like that, but I think we can all see the truth for what it is. If he was just asking for cash, okay, that goes into being uncreative, but the fact that he would buy his mom some wine that she's not gonna drink and then drinks it himself, yeah, that's where we get into, like, total jerk territory, right? So the holidays sound absolutely miserable. I'd like to see the genesis of all this, what M was like at Christmas as a child, but I get the feeling that it would mostly be the same thing, except without him giving gifts. Just a bunch of gimme cash and where's the receipt? God. He's so insufferable. So let's suffer a little more and jump into the next story. M, why aren't you laughing? Well, you see, you gotta be funny first, and then I'll laugh. As I mentioned in at least one of my stories, M has a serious problem with edginess. Oh, that's a good segue one into the other. I ain't even playing that out. He thinks that edgy statements are funny. And if there's no laughter, then he will just continue to say the same edgy things long after the edge has been completely dulled off of said statements. But he'll then stab with the blunt end, getting more and more frustrated. Hey, that is kind of funny. I like when he's unhappy. That brings me joy. Oh, and if someone does laugh, then of course he'll continue to cut with that edge until it gets blunt, and then we'll stab with the blunt end anyways. You just can't win. Example, salad fingers. Hey, back again. Like or hate it, I admit that I hate it and was forced to sit with a face that looked like this for several episodes. He believes that there's no logical, objective reason for anyone to not be as deeply engrossed and entertained by it, except for being a PC prude or other confused right-wing boogeyman. I don't think Salad Fingers is even that edgy, is it? I haven't watched it in many years, but it doesn't strike me as like edgelord material necessarily. So yeah, if you are M's guest, expect to be sat down and blasted with his huge entertainment system speakers, while a Tim Burton knockoff says, "I shan't play with him again," with screaming sounds, and you better laugh. Oh, for your sake, you had better laugh. I like rusty spoons. I'm not laughing. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're so sensitive. Why aren't you laughing? Because I don't like rusty spoons. I don't know what you want from me. No reaction. Another example would have been these toy mermaids I got for my daughter. They were women that I tied up and put in my trunk. I tie women up and put them in my trunk. Why aren't you laughing? Because after knowing all that we know about you, it really strikes me as more creepy. And 6 years down the road, I hope that M's wife is still alive. Legitimately. I hope his kids remain unbeaten and that his entire family finally came to their senses and ran out the door, realizing that a paycheck does not a happy family make. We gotta go. I can do better. We can all do better. And a personal example, my girlfriend is a horse care specialist. Uh-oh. Country girl. I didn't expect to get to know one, but it is neat, and I'll share the stuff that she does that city folk like me don't even know exist. His response during a casual conversation, she must like really big horse dicks. Why aren't you laughing?
The giant horse conch weighs over 11 pounds.
What?
As soon as he said horse care specialist, I knew exactly where it was going. That does seem like the kind of joke that I would make, in all honesty. Not necessarily directed at anyone, though. That is where you lose me. You're like, okay, you're just gonna bag on your brother's girlfriend, like, specifically for her job? And really, even the joke could have been done in like a more funny way. Instead of just talking about a horse dong, you could be like, you know, does she give the horses a full release afterwards or something like that? That at least is clever. It takes a little bit of thinking. Blurting out edgy statements can work, but most people, you know, don't want to be delivered a joke on a silver platter. They want to twist it around in their heads a little bit and feel like they're the ones that came to the conclusion. You know what I'm saying? Why am I giving fucking joke tips to M? He wouldn't know funny if it smacked him in the face. He's not clever enough for any of that. What a boob. What a maroon. I guess we'll move on into the next story and just hope that magically he changes into a better person. It's not gonna happen though. M knows what kids like. Mikey likes it.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
M, as I mentioned many times, is a father with 2 daughters. Those poor children. Years back, when I was more regularly, if reluctantly, around him, he would tell me what his daughters liked and disliked. It became hard to believe after a while. Yeah, granted, parents spend a lot of time with their kids, obviously, but I'll give you some examples and you can see for yourself what I mean when I say he became hard to believe when speaking on his daughter's behalf. Yeah, my kid's into Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You seen the new one? It's pretty good. There was a birthday party coming up for his older daughter. She and the younger daughter were gonna have their first ever go out for a birthday party. Aw, hell yeah, we headed to Chuck E. Cheese, son. And M's wife informed me that I was invited to see them to Chuck E. Cheese's. I didn't read it in advance. I just knew in my heart, it's Chuck E. Cheese. Honestly, yeah, I will go to Chuck E. Cheese. Beer and pizza? I mean, I could even play games. The kids might look at me weird, but it doesn't matter. Let me smash your shit up in Miss Pac-Man, all right? Honestly, I loved that place when I was that little, and I was thrilled at the thought, even if updated for decades later, of seeing some kids freak out and run around and scream and basically be full of bliss as I was when I was the same age there. So I said that, yeah, I would come, and I said so with enthusiasm. I also wanted to remember what their pizza tasted like, presumably wet cardboard. Yeah, the taste doesn't matter that much once you get like 4 or 5 beers and you fall asleep on the little booth seat. Because at that point, you're not thinking about what the pizza tastes like. And you're also not thinking about the hundreds of asses that have farted right into the booth seat where your head is now laying. So that's when M called me on the day of the going out. They don't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. It's beneath them. How old are these kids? Their first go out? I believe they're under 10. And anybody under 10 loves a Chuck E. Cheese's. Even 30-year-old suspended adolescent man children like myself love Chuck E. Cheese's. So they're 4 and 3 years old and it is beneath them? Bro, that is so young. They don't even have their own opinions at that point. M is just projecting. They didn't grow up like peasants. They don't eat the shit that you do. We're going to a place fit for my princesses. At least he seems to love his kid, except for the fact that he yells at them while drunk on Christmas. I mean, M grew up at the same income level as I did. He ate the same food, even if he complained about it a whole lot more. So we wound up going to some hipster paradise, frou-frou Ethiopian restaurant with authentic this and authentic that, and authentic knickknacks that reminded me just how drought-stricken and impoverished the average Ethiopian was, while some pasty white snobs were dining here on authentic food that ought to be feeding Ethiopians, not yuppies who were playing food tourists. For a 4-year-old's birthday. You can't make something like that up, dude. The mental picture is just so good. The food was $40 to $50 a plate, and the portions were dismal. And of course, the real reason he went, the wine selection was, according to him, excellent for such a peasant town as this. This is the town where you have chosen to live, friend. What the hell? He only wants to live in the town so he can talk crap about it and make himself feel like a big man. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. It's just so funny. The girls were bored out of their minds, of course, rocked back and forth and patty caked each other and slipped out of their seats and roamed around and did other things that made M do his suck in lips and bulge eyes out rage face. He gave out loud, angry sighs and shook his head and muttered apologies to the servers. They're acting up because you're letting them. You're smiling at that. Yeah, that's right. Me, you're OP, not M, who is the freaking parent. This is all my fault. It's much easier to shift the blame than be a proper parent. We wouldn't even have this problem if you just took the freaking kids to Chuck E. Cheese. Those poor kids. Hey, happy birthday, sweetheart. We're going to your favorite Ethiopian food restaurant. I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. No, you don't. The wine selection's better at the Ethiopian restaurant. They don't even drink wine. What are you doing? A short time later, after the meal, but before I went home, back at M's estate, my girls, especially the older one, really love this show with dancing genie babes. I noted to myself that, for a change, he didn't say bitches. Possibly because his wife was within hearing distance. I got him. They like to swish and dance around like those genie babes. At that point, his wife said, they also like My Little Pony, but she was cut off with a sharp, raised voice of indignant rage. You had to bring up that goddamn pony shit. And it's just as bad as that little brown girl with the monkey, Dora or some crap. Yeah, that My Little Pony rage. At least we know that M is not a brony in any way, shape, or form. You probably could have told that much by the thumbnail. Oh, God. It's interesting to me that he won't say bitches, but racial slurs, yeah, that's completely okay. Wifey's gonna let that one slide. Okay, sure. So they like ponies and Dora the Explorer. They don't like them, but they are on TV. They watch whatever the fuck's in front of them. I had to ask, like that dancing genie thing? They watch that because... They watch that because they like it. Something tells me that M is the one who likes the genie babes, but okay. His wife chimed in, for all I know, to sort of antagonize him. She smiled brightly, but maybe with a bit of sharpness to it. Older daughter's favorite is Pinkie Pie. That's awesome. Mine too, I grinned and called out to the other room. Hey, who's the best pony? This was one of the last times I saw M in person, so why the hell not? Pinkie! Squealed a voice in response. Pinkie is the best, I said, and then turned to see the reaction. M stomped away, like his legs couldn't bend at the knees, and he had to pivot his whole body to move forward. He went to the kitchen and shook his head in a passive-aggressive, cringing expression, pouring himself what was probably his third glass of wine since coming home. Well, that's a mess if I've ever seen one, isn't it? I mean, it is true. Kids will like basically whatever you put in front of them at that age. They like what they're told to like, which is why companies want to advertise to kids so heavily. You think my 3-year-old son woke up one day and he's like, I want to play Pokemon and Mario forever. No, he saw me playing it and he's like, I really enjoy this. As much as a 3-year-old can enjoy stuff, which I guess is a little unfair to say. 3-year-olds probably enjoy things more than like all of the rest of us put together, honestly. But yeah, I'm sure if I was like super into My Little Pony as OP, I think OP is a brony. Or maybe he's just trying to get under M's skin. But yeah, if the boy had like a bunch of exposure to My Little Pony, I'm sure he'd start to like it. He does watch it a little bit when his big sister watches it, but he does have some preferences at least. And I do know that not listed among those preferences is wine at an Ethiopian restaurant. My kids want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I also would like to go to Chuck E. Cheese. Please and thank you. The first ReddX fan meetup is going to be at a Chuck E. Cheese. We're just going to buy the whole place out so we don't get stared at by anyone. We can play all the video games and drink all the beer we want. Although there is a 2-drink limit because Papa ReddX ain't got pockets that deep, so... But I will buy you a couple beers. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into another story and we'll see where we're at. M and the unparalleled suffering of upper middle class people. The title alone tickles me so much. M had this remarkable ability to argue vehemently for the objective, rational, logical, true fact that money does buy happiness. At the same time, he was a fine example of someone being well-to-do and yet so lonely that he had to throw that money around in order to keep some company with him. I think most of his income, past his living expenses, goes into indebting people to his kind of hospitality, and then shouting at them, and I do mean shout, broken voice and all, if his generosity was ever thrown back in his goddamn face. Honestly, you couldn't pay me enough to be around him. I'm not about it, dude. Yeah, thanks for all the free stuff. I gotta go. You are completely insufferable, and believe it or not, I'm actually capable of buying my own things. Gasp! As a personal example, he wanted to give his old computer away to me as a sort of peace offering over the course of these other stories that I've told. It was a very nice computer, and it had one of those ridiculously bulky towers covered in overcompensating gimmicks. I feel really attacked. All computers 6 years later are bulky towers with overcompensating gimmicks. You guys want to see my computer? There it is. There it is. Do I need a computer like that? Hell no, but I wanted it, so I got it. I was quite poor at the time and still didn't know better quite well enough, so I said sure, and I thanked him for it. Yeah, no strings attached. I mean, there's loads of strings, obviously, but just ignore the strings. It came with the condition that apparently I had to spend an evening with him and watch him show off his new computer. No thanks. I got better stuff to do with my life. Actually, I probably would do it if the computer was super nice. I hate to say that. But the truth is, wifey needs a computer too. How about these kids? They want a computer too. M ranted about how it's such bullshit that all these MMOs out there don't have benchmark quality graphics. I mean, I know there's lazy poor people out there, like you, that are so selfish that you force game developers to pander to you. I remember him saying that verbatim, like a brand sizzled on the inside of my brain. But it's not fair to hard-working smart people that can afford better computers. I'm just being honest. I think most people don't invest all that much into their computers. They just want to play a game. It doesn't matter if it's running at 120 frames per second, does it? I spent many years gaming on a laptop with, like, an onboard graphics card. The only thing it could play, essentially, was Oblivion. And you know what? We liked it! You don't really need all the bells and whistles. If you can afford it, that's great, but it doesn't make you smarter or more successful than anybody else. I had to budget for an entire year to get my PC. But yes, how does OP reply to that? How does anybody reply to that? How could I reply to that? I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was something about how MMO companies want to make as much money as possible, and that means that their games have to perform well on as many computers as is reasonably possible. It sounds to me like OP is smarter than M by a long shot. I'm sorry you make less money, OP. It's not going to be the case forever. I guarantee you that. M's hubris will be his downfall. What the hell's wrong with you? He said that so loudly and suddenly that I leaned back. He continued, I was about to give you a fucking computer for free, you welfare queen. Welfare queen. Oh my god, dude. He's just gonna take it back like that. Yeah, come hang out with me, I'll give you a PC. Unless you say the wrong thing. I think he was searching for the wrong thing to be said so he could take the computer back. It's pretty simple. It's one of those smooth brain tactics. Basically what you have to do is sit there the entire night and go, oh yeah, totally. Just agree for whatever, 12 hours and walk away with your computer and then never see him again. At least that's my game plan. I wasn't in the mood for being cowed, so I stood firm with my horribly offensive opinion that it made business sense to not specifically design MMOs to only run on the highest end machines. Screw you! You know what? I'm keeping this fucking case. I asked him what he was gonna do with the rest of the hardware. If you apologize and stop being so selfish, I'll think about giving you your welfare computer. You know what? I don't even need it. I walked right out of the house then and there. As well you should, OP. Well played. You think I can't buy a computer? It's really easy. And if I pay my own money, I don't have to sell my dignity or put up with this crap. So, yeah. M followed me to my car. Listen, you! I revved my engine, admittedly pretty pissed off and just not in the mood, and I drove away. He ran out into the middle of the street just to flip me off. Oh, the most petulant of children. I swear to you, this dude is gonna get like all of his money taken by some sort of scam sooner or later. You start up a really flashy looking MMO and you're like, yeah, the subscription cost is only $10,000 per month. And he's like, oh yeah, this is only for the rich, smart people. I'm gonna pay that. Okay, here you go. And it's basically just like a reskin of Habbo Hotel or Club Penguin. There you go. Have fun hanging out with the other two stupid, smart, rich people that were dumb enough to buy a subscription. And really, all you need is a couple. Eventually, the game will get shut down because nobody wants to play it. But that's okay. I made $30,000 out of the deal. Good old asset flip, I suppose. I don't know what that actually means, but what I do know is that M has probably had some sort of decline in his quality of living in the 6 years since these posts have been posted. I would like to write user angryDM and ask how M is holding up, but honestly, I don't think they're talking anymore, so I don't know if that would glean any more information. It looks like his last post was 5 years ago anyways, so I don't think that he's around to even answer the questions. Anyways, I do hope that you enjoyed this little glimpse into the psyche of an insane person. M is always a really fun ride, just because it's like a grab bag. You don't know what you're gonna get, except for psychosis. Yeah, psychosis is basically guaranteed. Little dash of narcissism in there. I always really enjoy it. I hope that you guys will like, comment, and or subscribe if you did as well. Maybe share the video around if you should like. I do appreciate that so much. We got all kinds of links down in the description, of course. Plugs, playlists, podcasts. Hey, we broke 600 downloads on our podcast a couple days ago, which is a new record. So good job, everybody. We've also got my social medias, of course, Twitter, Discord, Facebook. Oh, and my Patreon. I would like to thank my patrons, Jerry much. So thank you. Darth Tominus the Degenerate, Robert Allen Waits, Camille Sarah, Logan Wolf, Conrad Ingy, Anna Leonard. Hey, Mr. ReddX, sir, Landlord Jimmy just called. He says something about counterfeit doubloons. Can you let Dr. Ramtide know? Ramtide might be the one counterfeiting, honestly. Captain Clown Jerry, Hong Kong, Aaron W has become Aaron Jerry. Our numbers rise again. Alexis Smith, aka Twisted Child, Sarah Wanawash, Cinnamon Susie, For Old Lang Syne, Irary is back to this since it's just more fun. Jari the Pirate, Silent Revolver, the OG Jerry, Jerish Kitsune, Satori, 211 Jerry, Fellowship of the Jerrys, Juria Jubilately Juggling Jerrys, Justy Jargonia Jerry, I think I got through that, Alunia Demonista, Althea Blue, Anunnaki, Assassin Punk Jerry, Bang Bang, Aurora Wildheart, The Moon Baron, Grizzly, Baby Jerry, Gaga, Baby Joy, Bearded Jerry, watch out for that guy, Beards. That sucks. But much like sharks, we don't move backwards. Bitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Blip Bloop Jerry, Catholic Jerry, formerly Atheist Jerry, but the Inquisition showed me the light. Oh, blessed be, especially after this story. Jesus Christ. Commander J Tank, Confederate Jew, Dennis Dayton, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Dr. Lark, Merchant Jewel, Frozen Over Studios, Fire Drake, Gypsy, Hadrian BR. I can't help falling in love with Jerry. I'm Slim Jerry, yes, I'm the real Jerry. All you other Slim Jerrys are just imitating Irish pirates. Top of the barn into ya. Thought we were gonna get like a song medley going. Itchy Nuts, I just scratch him, bro. A pimp named J. Chris, J.M. Coon, Jennifer Schaefer, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Nice, Jerry Evil, Jerry the Outlaw Mother Trucker, honk, honk. Jerry was a race car driver, and I'm at the light with him now for round 3 because I live my life a quarter mile at a time. I want to go fast. John Hero, John Jerry, Jingle Irishman. Hey, that's my name too. Simbufa, because if you're boofing is free, KJW, Kajow, Crewhee, Miss Monday, Lord Jerryo, leader of the Thunder Jerrys. Like and subscribe. Lady Dix, Melgar the Destroyer, Metal Effector. Now 10 out of 10 dentists agree he is more mental than Arthur Henry, as well as Jerry and Tom and ReddX. Totally facts, totally science, but it's totally not. Mr. Carrot 797, Natari, Needless King 89, Nightmare Jerry, on a quest to shave the stash of Jerry Aldo Rivera with Landlord Jerry, and 3-time Waffle Stop World Champion is Mr. J. Poor Jerry Aldo Rivera doesn't even know what's coming for him. Origami Steve hit Jerry with a bag of marbles after catching him cheating with Tom. That's right. Divorce, I say. Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Ramtide Lacrimates, Rose Jerry Miller, TSM Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Saucy Octopus, Silo Imp, Staples, aka Jerry Yeet, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Broomstick, Brilliant Tomago, Tapioca Boogaloo, Tato Ferret, Teddy the Police, 10-Ton Monster, that Italian Greyhound, Dino, whatever, the littlest Who, the token trans queen, Jerry. I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Jerry. I am slain. The one true Fusky. Tom, but it's the Jerry on the inside that counts. Preach. Try to find me another marble to get back to the real world. Can't help you, mate. I'm Busy Bee. V3 Prime. Viking Jerry. We give up if you see Marble Jerry. Just give him a marble or something. They'll probably leave your livestock alone. Probably. WikiTag. Wilmags. Colorad Moody. Kira. Not another Jerry. But are you, though? You're a wizard, Jerry. Redwood. Naga Viper. Side Jerry the Cyborg. Saints Blessing. One Leg Jerry buys pizza for the Jerry Army. Hey! What about for ReddX? I like pizza too. A normal Jerry. We got all the marbles out of the machine, and now we can finally produce some Jerry Berries. Not a sponsor. Hunter of Jerry's, the power of all things tasty, and it's Tom. Admiral T-Tank, Emerald Alder, another stupid hipster. Atomic Jerry Zella, AZ Babsy Goon, Bartender Kelia, Blue Dubs, Broken Spine Horseradish. But look, I made you some content. Date, you're my favorite. Open wide. The original different Jerry. There's Cake Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Chevron 7 Locked, Corporal Admiral, Lieutenant Furry Worry Princess, Jerry. I fucked that up. Grip titties. Dayton does, but he needs our help. Come on, Jerry, buddy. Clap your hands if you believe. Oh, it's so good. Defon Jerry, creator of colorful click clacks. DM Beard, roll for selection. Dopamine Dangerous, Electrical Fennec, Ghost of Alpha, Heeknot, Holy Berry Jerry, sponsor of Jerry Berries. Hydra Jerry Solomon, Irradiated Jam. Sorry, Babushka, it's just business. Janitor Jerry, who found the crate of cringe and marbles out by the dumpster. Jeffrey, Geralt of Rivia. Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's Webby Apocalypse. Jerry, the Sussy Baka. Jerry's mom has got it going on. Jerry Oldo Rivera, keep your mustache safe. Jerry Bean, yum. Jerry Roxas, yay. Jerry's SDI downshifted and sped away with a burst of flames. That's freaking metal, bro. Jerry role-playing game. Judge Jerry and Executioner. Kid Marvelous. King Tom, Kitsykin, Life of Guardian, Little Ann Woods, Lucia Lovecraft, Machia, CD. Maybe next time Milkfed Gimp, Miss Duchess, Not Invisible Angel, I see you. Organic Cam, Ghosty, Raptor out. She's my Jerry Pie. Who drink a Mountain Dew? What a big surprise. Sheep Jerry, working at Joanne's Fabrics. They don't even carry marbles. Snary, that's Snom Jerry. Spoonie the Rogue, Swoopy Scary Jerry Ton. Techno Dubs, the one Jerry who survived Unfortune Nookie. Good God. That is an accomplishment. Wear it proudly. The Necro Jerry Con, the original Jerry, not the X card. Oh, that's Ramtide's favorite card. To Infinite Jerry and beyond. To the Fish Jerry. Oh, the God. I keep trying to swim around, but I'm dummy thick and the slap of my tail fins keeps alerting the bear. Unfortunate Jerry. Couldn't think of a new gaslighting joke. Sorry, I'm such a piece of shit. God damn it. You got me good there. Tom, promise. Jerry swears all bad. Jerry, Tom, be good boy. Don't switch his facts, fully size. Go ahead, look at it. Buy it, another race video. That makes sense, right? Thank you, of course, to all my $1 patrons as well. Beautiful people that they are. It is the end of the month. I will send out some patron emails quite shortly, and I do thank you guys for your support. The load should be a little bit lighter now that we're almost through Q1, the worst quarter of the year on YouTube. So you guys have really held me up, and I am indebted to each and every one of you. If anybody else would like to sign up on the Patreon, I would be massively grateful for that. But if you can't afford to do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos. Big brain time. Always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it, friends. I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.